Hey everyone, in this video I'm going to go over some doubles strategy from a point during a match. It was actually the first point of the match that I played earlier this year and recorded. This is just a practice match. These are all 4-5 level players. And I recorded it with my GoPro and this little camera mount I have, and I'll link below this video to some of the tools that I use to kind of put that together and film my own matches. And then I actually upload it to a tennis analytics platform, and they give me a bunch of data and stuff like that. So I'll link to more info on that below as well. But it makes it really nice so I can go back and rewatch the match and rewatch a lot of these points and kind of break them down. And that is what I want to do for you here today. So in this scenario, my partner's returning. The opponent's serving to the deuce court, and he has a second serve. So he's already missed his first serve. He has a second serve. What you're going to see is he'll serve wide to the forehand. There's a 4 or 5 ball rally, and we finish the point off at the net. So what I'll do is play the point, and then I will go back and kind of break it down. But first, I'll play the full point at full time speed. Okay, so you saw my partner hit a few balls there and did a nice job of setting me up at the net. The opponent served and volleyed. They came forward. They hit a good low half volley. And I'll break down kind of each moment in the point here as we go through it. So I'm going to play it at half speed now and kind of walk you through it. So it's a pretty good second serve out wide with decent depth. There, the opponent has a forehand return, or my partner has a forehand return. And again, this is a second serve. So with a second serve, you can always step forward a little more. You can be more aggressive. And a great spot to hit a second serve return when you are in the deuce court, or the ad court for that matter, is right over the center net strap area, keeping the ball low, particularly if the opponent serves and volleys, which we know that this player does like to do a lot. The reason that is so effective on second serves is because the opponent, especially at our level, they just never really poach on second serves. So going over that center net strap area means the ball is going to stay in the middle of the court. And because the opponent's not poaching, it's going to typically get to the server's backhand volley if they serve and volley, or ground stroke if they stay back. So you can see, because this is a wide serve, it still goes over the center net strap, but because it's a wide serve, it's a pretty wide angle, so it's going to get to the opponent's forehand on the serve and volley. It's a solid return. Again, the server's partner is not poaching here with it being a second serve. The return stays low. My partner has to go pretty wide for this. He's totally out of the camera right now, trying to recover back into the court. And this server has a half volley here, so he's moving forward. He has a good split step, you'll see here, and kind of stays low on this half volley, which is really key with half volleys. I see a lot of players at the 3-5-4 level struggle with half volleys because they're not really patient. They try to play the ball too much. Really, you don't want to swing much on a half volley. You really want to let the pace of the return just absorb it and let that get the ball back over the net. The ideal scenario here for the server hitting a low half volley, it's a forehand volley, which makes it a little easier, is to keep this either low and cross court. Towards the center would be best here. That way the opponent, my partner in this case, has a backhand. You'd love anytime you can get the opponent to hit a backhand ground stroke and you and your partner at the net. That's a great advantage to be in. So that's one place he can hit this. Another option he has, if he's comfortable with it, is to try to go down my line here. And that would get me to reach for a backhand volley. Now, that's a much more difficult shot. You're going over the high part of the net. The court's a lot shorter. So in this case, he hits a good low half volley, back cross court over kind of that middle net strap area. My partner does a good job of recovering. And he, instead of just hitting a backhand, he is able to get all the way around here and hit a forehand. So anytime you get a chance to run around your backhand, that's typically, depending on the player, that's typically a good idea when you have two opponents at the net, especially. So where should we hit this ball? He's got a forehand from right at or behind the baseline. He's moving to his left. It's kind of a defensive forehand, knowing the opponents are moving forward. So the best place to hit this ball is going to be right back down the middle to the player in the deuce court's backhand volley. At the 3-0, 4-5, all the way up to 5-0 level, I just played a match last night, and it was a 5-0 level match, and the opponent's backhand volleys were just far weaker, and we kept attacking them and had some success with that. So in this case, you want to go at the backhand volley. One question a lot of people ask me is, should I, if I'm the net player, should I be turning around and watching my partner hit? Or should I stay focused on the opponent and never turn around when I'm the net player? My answer has kind of changed over the years. I used to say to never turn around and watch your partner hit, but I think it kind of depends. It depends on the pace of the ball, how much time you have, how comfortable you are at the net, where the opponents are on the court. So there's a lot of factors at play here. In this scenario, the opponent's half volley didn't have a ton of pace. So I knew that it was going to be a little bit slower. And in this case, I wanted to see what type of shot my partner had. And that was going to kind of dictate how I position myself on the court. So when I turn around here, you can see me looking back at him. I see that he has a forehand, which is going to be a little bit stronger of a shot. So that means I can kind of hold my ground and hopefully get a play at the ball here. Now, if I saw him on the full stretch reaching for a backhand, I might keep shuffling back, ready to play defense from somewhere here in no man's land. But I see that he has a forehand. He does put it at the opponent's backhand volley, just left of that center net strap area, which is the ideal position. And that also allows me to kind of lean a little bit towards the center of the court, just in case he pops this ball up, which he eventually does. He could take this back behind me. Ideally, he should probably just take this back cross court to the to my partner at the baseline. But he has a backhand volley, which, like I said, is a little bit weaker for most players. So he kind of pops this ball up to my forehand volley, making for an easy winner right through the middle of the court. So it's just a quick reaction volley. You can see my position is a little bit closer to the service line than the net. The reason for that is twofold. One, I know that the opponent likes to serve and volley. He's moving forward. He also crashes the net really hard, typically, and he hits the ball really hard. And then his partner at the net on the right side also hits the ball really hard. So I don't want to get in a scenario where they're hitting a volley at me and I'm close to the net. I just won't have enough time to react. So in this case, I backed up, bought myself a little bit of time, standing just inside the service line. And it worked out in this case. He pops up the ball to my forehand volley. I'm able to hit a quick low reaction volley right through the middle of the court. So a lot of strategy there. But again, a couple of big takeaways. Second serves, definitely step in. That low center net strap area is a great area to return in doubles. Anytime you can keep it to the opponent's backhand volley, that is the ideal scenario. And then when you're at the net and your partner's hitting, in some cases, if you do have time, it can be a good idea to kind of turn around and look back at your partner and see what type of shot they're going to be hitting. And you can use that information to decide how you should be moving on the court, whether you'll be playing defense or offense on your next shot. So hopefully this helped you out a little bit. If you have any questions, leave it in the comments below and we will get back to you. And we will talk to you in the next video. If you want to become a smarter doubles player and start winning more matches, then join the Tennis Tribe Doubles Strategy newsletter. Every single Thursday, I'll send you a new doubles tip or tactic that you can use in your very next match. And when you join, you're going to get a free guide on how to play with more confidence and start dominating at the net in doubles. My name's Will, I'm the founder of the Tennis Tribe, and over the last 5 years, I've worked with players at every level of the game, from USTA 3.0 players all the way to Division I college programs, as well as some of the top 10 doubles players in the world. And on Thursdays, with this strategy newsletter, I share that knowledge and advice that I've gained over the years with you. So to sign up, you can go to thetennistribe.com. And again, you'll get that free net play guide when you join.